So we are live and now, sir.
Mhm.
Oh, that's so. Sir Barker,
Yes, I'm here, you know.
you hearing me loud and clear?
Yes.
All right. So like we're up to something good. So let me see if
Yeah.
I can get back the people and we're in there with us. Thank you very much. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you for allowing us to get going. So, nobody is here with us, sir. We are all alone right now. So I'm gonna try my very best now to see where I'm at. So let me see if this is the one. Yes, man. This is the one. All right. So, all right. So let me just play my little intro and then we go here. So, all right. So that's my intro.
Maybe some water there. Ellie? No, ice. Ice water. Not a bigger cup.
All right. Errol is here. Thank you. Yes, man. Thank you. Thank you. So everything, guys. You see, boy, may I tell you, this technology thing sometimes throws out, because I couldn't figure out what was the problem. So the only thing I had to do was to close that stream and start a new one. You know, let me just send out another few invitations in an effort to get everybody up and running. There is this one now to watching live, share. So, Mr. Barker, you wouldn't be able to share it with your people again.
Well, when you send it, when this is sent to me,
Mm-hmm.
I will send it to other people,
Or because what I'm saying no, if they could get it now, they would be watching live.
Well, I don't know if it's here that.
I'm going to do that.
Me no have trouble.
Yeah. All right. Hopefully you will get it and they can view it and go on. So, Mr.
Yeah.
Barker, without no further ado, sir, let's get into it. You are the president of the St. Catherine Cricket Association for many years,
Yeah.
and I am sure that you have been doing a very good job. One of the things that I want to ask: how many parishes in this country right now had a cricket competition this year?
Well, that is a very eye-opening question, because there are not many parishes which have a local competition, whether this year or the years before.
Is that so?
I know for a fact that St. Mary has a league. Um, I think St. Anne has a league. Clarendon certainly has a league.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I cannot vouch for any other. Maybe St. Elizabeth. I'll give them the benefit. But certainly, I am not able to say with any surety that there are any many parishes having a league. But St. Catherine does. For as
Oh.
long as I could remember, we have always had a league
Mm-hmm.
from way back 50 years or more.
All right.
Yeah.
So what I've noticed though, I'm living in St. Catherine, and I must say, St. Catherine and Clarendon are the two parishes I've spent a lot of time, are the two parishes that I personally have played cricket, a lot of cricket in. And over the years, it seems that these two parishes are the leading parishes in running wholesale cricket. Mark you, Kingston, for sure, I know play some cricket too, and probably one of the most exposed um, should I say, expose parishes to cricket in Jamaica based on, the big clubs that there are, the Sabine Upper, Kingston Cricket Club, and so on. But, Catherine,
I just like to say, just a little correction.
yes,
Kingston does not run a league.
they does.
Kingston, no. Kingston, all right, there are 14 parishes,
Mm-hmm.
and there are maybe another 8 or 10 clubs.
Yes.
Kingston, Kensington, Lucas, and the rest of them. They do not run a league, yet they are a senior cup side. You
Oh,
understand what I'm saying? St. Catherine Parish is a senior cup side, and we run a league, which we could say we run the league to replenish or to provide players for our league.
yes.
And I suppose the rest of parishes do the same. However, it doesn't work that way because people leave our game, our parish, and go and play for Kingston and the rest of clubs. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes. So,
So what you're saying is true up to a point. Kingston does not play a league, as far as I know.
so question though, Mr. Barker. St. Catherine Cricket Club and St. Catherine Parish, those are two separate teams.
Two separate teams.
What is the relationship between both?
Well, really, we have a good supporting relationship.
Okay.
If we are not playing, we would have want St. Catherine um, club to win,
To
you
win.
know. And I'm hoping that when we are playing and they are not, they would want us to win because we do share players, from time to time. Players. As a matter of fact, I think we are one of the clubs, the Pirates, which sustain St. Catherine Senior Cup side. Because the people play in our league and then they end up playing for them too. So, I mean, and we can't stop them,
Yeah, that is
And
true.
it's a choice. It's a choice to make.
Sir, to the matter of fact, the St. Catherine Jamaica Energy Partners
But
Cricket Competition. Give us a little history about that partnership or the competition itself. Is it a long-standing competition or it's a new sponsorship as it relates to the competition?
which is a long one. I'm
Oh,
telling you, this competition has been going on for over 20 years.
okay.
I think COVID, we didn't play for 2 years. So it could be about 21 years that we have been playing in this competition, sponsored by Jamaica Energy Partners, right? And we are so happy for that sponsorship. It is always a dependable sponsorship. We have never had any fallout because we know what our sponsors demand, which is discipline. They demand a business-like approach, professional approach, and they want a development plan from us every
Mhm.
time. They do reach out for youths and make demands that youth must be involved in their cricket, right?
Oh,
So
right.
it's a long-term, long-standing competition, and I believe it will go even further.
Mr. Barker, this competition, we'll see the finals of this competition this Sunday, the
That's right.
2023. When did this competition started? Which month? How long ago? How long this competition has run for?
I think this competition started in March. And we have had to extend it because we you see there's only one Sunday in each week, and cricket is played on Sundays basically, and there are challengers for that Sunday. One is the Senior Cup, the Paris Senior Cup. Whenever that is being played, we have to withdraw. We have to put our competition on
And
pause.
okay.
Whenever there's SDC competition, we have to also put it on pause because a a vast, a lot of people from our league play into those competitions.
Mm-hmm.
So from March until July, March, April, May, June, July, we have been going at it for 5 months, right? But there's never been any inactivity in between. That people play cricket every week. So it's a one Sunday which is being challenged for, but we are at the end of it.
So in that competition, you mentioned the sponsorship really go for youth. They want the youth to be a part of this competition.
Yes, all
Do
the
you
time.
have, do you have any knowledge of the youngest player who have played in this competition this year, age-wise? Any idea?
Um, no, I would not have the specific, because what we classify as youths
Yes.
are are the youngsters who are going to school, schoolboys, schoolers, as they might call them,
Okay.
right? And let me say that um to satisfy our sponsor, or to make sure that our sponsors' demands are met, we have put into our rules the fact that every team that declares a side to play must declare two schoolers, right?
Playing at the same
Two
time.
schoolers playing in this team. If you don't declare two schoolers, you have to play nine people. And if
Oh.
you do it more than once, then maybe you have to come out of a competition, right? Not only that, we have demanded that if the player is a batsman, he's to bat within the first five batsmen. So, pick a schoolboy and bat him 11 and not give no ball for ball,
What,
just
what,
to make up numbers.
what if the team decided that, listen, we're going to name these two schoolboys as bowlers?
If they are bowlers, they must bowl in the first 15 overs. And they must bowl a minimum of, I think, maybe 4 or 5 overs.
Okay.
So it's not a matter like they're going to hide these players. We want to see them play.
Yes.
And you asked about the youngest one. I have heard about that young. We have classifications for awards,
Mm-hmm.
and some of it is 5 wicketers. And we have
Oh,
about 2 or 3 schoolers who have taken 5 and 6 wickets in a match.
nice.
Yes, man. So we have maybe 28 to 30 schoolers available to us now to put in our camp and to have a kind of academic kind of training to get them into a one team for the parish. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
So the question is about the youngest player. I might not know that specific person, but what I know is that the schoolers who are there are playing. They're not just making up numbers. And if you don't bowl a man in the first 15 overs,
He
then
must
you
bat.
tend to lose that points. And if it's a batsman, he must have bat in the top five.
So you're saying they
You
lose
understand?
they lose the all match points.
They lose the points for the match if they contravene that rule. The umpires are there and they're on the lookout for it. So whenever the schoolboy is going to bowl, then come to the umpire and he records it, how many overs in bowl.
Okay.
You understand? You
Yes.
can bowl in 3 overs, yes and not 2 overs, but you must bowl at least five. And the batsman, you can bat him at 6 and 7 and he's a batsman. You understand? So they
So
are
all right.
integral to the cricket.
So those two batsmen, they must both of them has to be bat at 5, 5, 4, 3,
Within
or at
within
least one.
within 5. And one can walk my one but at 5.
So
But they have
one can bat at 4 and 6, and one at
four
6.
and five. 4 and 5. They
That is
have to bat in the first 5 batsmen.
that sounds
That is
like
the
good
rule.
youth development to me.
Yes, man. And
That sounds like
I can tell you something, mister.
Mhm.
I am one of those presidents who have, was a very strong person. And I'm strong because I know what my aims and objectives are.
Good.
I am ruled
Nice.
by them. So when I put in these things, the amount of objections and the amount of challenges, but my aim and objective overrule everything. And that is where we are with this. So this was accepted and it has borne fruit. So we're
Nice.
happy for that.
All right. Have you gotten any report at all for any team who actually had to play with 9 because they don't want to abide by this particular rule? Are there any team that lost points because they do not abide by the rules of the schoolboys?
No. We haven't had any reports of that. Everybody play them schoolboy.
So it's a
We have,
discipline
we have
competition.
schoolboy we make, I think make all 50 runs enough.
Well, that's
Them,
okay.
yeah man. So we have schoolboys who bat and bat well, and they accommodate them. And we have schoolboy who bowl and take all the wicket, 5 wickets and all that too.
For the
So
viewers, I must say to the viewers that in my time playing in the St. Catherine Cricket League, we had played with a number of schoolboys. You and I had played for the same team too, Mr. Barker.
that's
And
right.
right, we had played with schoolboys who continue to make it to the national team, who are also West Indies cricketer.
Of course.
So the St. Catherine Cricket Association have been doing very well since then. And we decided to groom those guys at a very young age. And I'm so happy.
Mhm.
One such name that you would like to call. I don't know if anybody will chastise me. Matter of fact, I should allow you to call those schoolboys who we had played with our group who went on to play for Jamaica and the West Indies.
Yes, for the information of our viewers, St. Catherine has has one mandate, which is to unearth, develop, honor talent,
Yes.
develop and export it to the all the age groups in this country, which includes the national. We have even surpassed that, Mr. Whitty, that you're mentioning,
Mhm.
because we not only have these players going on to national level, they have gone on to West Indies, and they have gone on to the world, so to speak, right? And as you're saying, I can remember us playing against somebody like a Ravman Powell,
Yes.
who was when I was playing, and I remember playing against Old Harbour. Ravi was a little, maybe 14-year-old, and he was feeling at short leg, and I'm batting. And I remember him looking at me and said, "Sir, you don't afraid the ball lick you." So me, so I call the captain and say, "Move it, licky boy, friend." I'm batting up because you understand. But what struck me about him was
Yeah.
that he was a very serious little medium pace and batsman. Even at that age, very mannerable, never in any kind of aggression, and he was a model youngster. And he went on now to captain the West Indies in one format. So he has and he came through our league from that very young age. I can name Tamara Lambert, who captained Jamaica, right? I can name even the same Andrew Russell. Andrew
Yes.
Russell was a young man at Old Harbour helping to push the roller.
I remember.
Whenever whenever he was out there, he was pushing the roller.
I remind him the
And
other day about it, you know. Nah.
yes, and he would, when the training, he would come and he would have play and so forth. And I think he turned up at St. Catherine one day to watch a match, St. Catherine Club, and they were short, and they put him on. And that is a fairy tale thing. He became the greatest all rounder, especially in 2020 cricket that I have seen. You understand?
That is so
So,
true.
we have done our part, Mr. in providing for the national team in all age group. The guy Javon Royal, who play in the youth cricket for the West Indies and so forth. He's from Old Harbour, playing our league as a youngster. As a youngster, um, Jermaine Lawson played in our league as a youngster and
And
went on to
Nkrumah,
play for West Indies.
and even Nkrumah Banner.
When I was home
How
for
could you
him
forget
at,
that
at,
one?
at your time, he was playing on your side, right?
Yes, man.
I remember the first day that Banner played for us at Pleasant Farm. He was feeling at fine like I'm captain. And every ball, and the one is a limited over. Every ball I got on the leg side, is a wide. And every ball I got in the run two. The people run two, and I had
Two,
to go to him and say, "Young man, if you are the youngest man on the field and you can't cut off a single man, you don't belong on the field, man." And I rough him up, and he never forgot. He went on to play for the West Indies. You understand? And
Mhm.
every time we speak about these guys, St. Catherine is proud that we have used this energy partner sponsorship to produce, well, to unearth, produce, develop, and export this talent to the highest level. And we'll continue to do so, right? Through the same kind of competition that we're running and the innovative ways in which we tweak the competition. And it is working.
I must say kudos to you and your team, Sir Barker. Over the years, I'm sure that it wasn't just you as the president, but it continues. You played your part. And people, let me tell you, this is not a young man that you see there. You know, you see him don't want to show up everything. That's why him just a show him little face. You know. This man has played a lot of cricket. He's an XP. I don't know what he has done in cricket as it relates to the position. Very good cricketer. I came here in St. Catherine and saw him, and you know, him try to rough me up too, you know, but don't know I could hold my own.
Yeah, we play tough cricket, and all of the youngsters who play with us have always said that the cricket tough
Yes, man.
because why they not get to it now. But did you ask, just for the records again, I captain the Paris side, and I've always boasted that I'm one of the most successful St. Catherine Parish captains, having
How many
won
times?
the, huh?
How many titles have you won?
Now I'm telling you now, we have won the Mid Island competition in under my leadership for the first time in 40 years. When we won it, it was like a jubilation because St. Catherine, 40 years and a small amount of time in our game, and we have done that. St. Catherine was the first country parish to reach the national finals 4-day match at Sabina Park against Kingston, which was a veritable West Indies Jamaica side. Jeffrey Dujan and all of those, but those guys there. So, so I was not just a captain of Figueredo.
True.
I was the go-to man when our team is in trouble. I have scored the most centuries scored by any single person in the history of St. Catherine has scored by me. Up to this day,
Wow.
I have 5 centuries, in the Senior Cup. And Banner would have equaled it, but one of the centuries he scored a double hundred. But
Okay.
him therefore, you understand what I'm saying? And
Well,
all you have, everybody have 3 and 2 and 1. And
I
I have
guess
to cost the youngsters.
I guess Banner never played it long enough to beat you either. He move on so
Well,
early.
yes, and that might be one I think. But guess what? Time still go on, and he's still the captain of our side, de facto captain. So if he's available to play and he play for us, he's our captain at the parish. But
Oh,
he is never available. He's never sometimes made himself available. But that's another story.
yeah, that's
But
another.
but
Oh, true.
I always boast that way that I am the person with the most centuries at the senior cup level. And nobody can dispute that. And everybody go through and think, the man have 3, the man have 2. And I have to really cuss them out and say, no, I have no ambition in cricket. What you make a old man like me still have that record? It is
Congrats.
there,
Congrats to you, Barker.
right?
It, it,
So,
it tells a story, you know, Mr. Barker. It's not just you're not an old man, you know. It actually tells a story of who you are and what
yes.
you're made of. So the
Well,
viewers right now watching and listening can really stand up and say, listen, and look for those of you who know the St. Catherine parish and the cricket. Those of you who follow cricket, you can do your own inquiries. You can do your own research.
just
Milholland
one.
Barker.
Yes. But you used to talk about my temperament. My temperament is a fighter.
Mhm.
And if you're on my side, you're better off than being against me. You understand? So you better you be a friend because I'm going to fight. And this is always me. I remember when I got the captaincy, there was a popular person who everybody else wanted to captain the side. But the board called me. I never have no kind of aspiration. But they called me and said, why you captain the side? And the whole Spanish town, dropped out of the cricket and said they're not playing with me if it's not Whitaker
That
captain.
person.
Put it that way. You understand? And I could have said to them, take on a cricket or so forth. But I look back and say, listen, a big man. And St. Catherine is not Spanish town. Spanish town is not St. Catherine. And I came and I went into Riversdale. I went up to Lowersville, over Wakefield, and find cricketers, brought them to Parish. And let me tell you something. That year I got so many good players. The only thing they couldn't do is bat. But when it comes to bowl and feel and heart, they never give up.
So you
I
couldn't
was
find
only
no
one in bat.
batsman.
I played in the Mid Island and I made one century and 6 consecutive 50s, winning the most runs and get best average and win bat and boot and gears, everything in the competition. Because I had to prove to these people that we have a side same way. And I'm talking the days when people like William Ye and Owen Allison and Rowan Taylor, if you ever buck up Rowan Taylor, that pace
I
bowler,
played against
you
Ron Taylor as a
tremble.
schoolboy, man.
You tremble, man, because he's fast like a plane.
Let me tell you
I'm,
something. As a
yep.
16-year-old, I played against Ron Taylor. And I was put in the firing spot to open. Worst case scenario, to face the very first ball of the match.
Tell you, man.
And
Yeah,
let me give you
man.
the story with that match. Myself and one of my eldest older brother, Trevor. I don't know if he's here watching. We opened together, and I faced. And the very first ball that Taylor bowled, fly over my head, and come down and say, listen, my man, no make them kill you. And him go outside for an helmet and give it to me. I couldn't see nothing through the helmet. But the next ball that he bowled, he pitched it up and about a stop. And I crack him bit through me the office if I for him say, listen, no more for that match. Everything just
Yes,
over me.
he was a
He was
wonderful
fierce.
person though.
Yes, man. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Well, I I made 100 off him right time he had alcohol, right by the
Wow.
galas as them boy call it. Yes, man. Green top, ball a come on your throat, 100.
Yep.
So and so so I am saying that that part of me is still there in anything I do. I am a fighter. That don't expect me to give up. I'm not. You understand? So it carries right into even my leadership in the cricket. I will say to the people before me in a meeting, we will do this. And
Yes.
boy, them said never done before me. So that have nothing to do with me. And I will go and I will get it done. You
True.
understand? And I approached the agencies and got what I want. I got the best covers in this country. And I said without any apology, the best cricket cover is at Windalco. And I got a pitch through Chase Fund, costing over $1 million right there now. We have played West Indies cricket on it. And people never thought it could be done. But I mean, this is how I lead. And I have a board which I can really rely on. Mr. Kelly, for example, is more than a writer.
Yes.
He knows the cricket, he knows the intricacies of it, and he's my go-to man. I can call him and say, Kelly, what is so and so and so?
Why you never have
You
Kelly
understand?
on the show? Did you send him invitation?
Mm-hmm. That's it, Kelly.
A
But
very good
you
friend,
will
man.
meet Kelly otherwise.
No, man. Kelly
So
is my friend.
yeah, man. So I have a board that is a supportive board. I don't have a board which have any peeves against me because they know who I am. I speak the cricket. Cricket me deal with. So whatever little feelings you have on me have don't come into what we are doing. Because I always deal with cricket first. And my board supports me. If we
True.
sit down and we're going to take a position, a national position, it is trashed out and we take it. It's not everything I want to happen. You understand what I'm saying? But we come together as a board.
Okay.
And I'm
Very good.
thanking them using this medium to thank the board for all the support that they have given me and all the successes that we have had is because of their involvement.
And I want to echo that as well, Sir Barker. I want to echo that because without strong support, the leadership will fail or would have failed.
That's right.
So that
That's
is
right.
that's right. Mr. Barker, the 2023 St. Catherine Jamaica Energy Partner Finals, yeah, will be played between the defending champion Bridgeport and 11-time champions Old Harbour Cricket Club. And this will be played at Porterscliff.
Yes.
Now, I believe those are the two big teams in the competition. The
This
two
year.
from yes, for this year. And Old Harbour being the most successful club, winning 11 champions or championship
We have a team which win more times than Olava. Over the years, in the
over
history
the year.
of yes.
Yes.
But in
But
present time, Olava
Old
has
Harbour has
been
been.
yeah man, the front runner.
Now, from these two teams, how many national players represent those two teams?
Well, Olava, um, I don't know the all the players from each team,
Mhm.
but I know Olava relied heavily on like Pete Salmon, who is a homegrown Olava player from
Yes.
schoolboy days, Innswood and so forth,
Mhm.
and he has gone on to play for Kingston for St. Catherine Club as well as Jamaica. It is Carp the CPL side, Talawas and all them kind of
Mhm.
teams. And a very good all rounder. He has been a saving grace for Old Harbour. Because he bowls and he bats and he does his thing.
Nice.
Royal also has been somebody from the national setup,
Mhm.
which has played for Old Harbour and has done extremely well for them. Right? For Bridgeport, I believe that there might be one. I think there's a Brown, um, George Brown or something like that, who I think is a national player. He has played some matches or so, but others have played in other teams also, right? But those two teams, I think they have about 3 or 4 to be on show come Sunday.
And it seems that these two teams are the two unbeaten teams in the competition too.
Well, I think so. I believe so.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So they are really
And
the top team.
yes, they're really the two top teams. Having performed like they did, and they have beaten everybody in their group. So it would mean that um, they have come out head and shoulder above everybody else. So it's a very good final, a very true final between two true championship material sides. And we're expecting a good game as usual down
So
there.
these two teams, they have had the victories in the semifinals, where I've seen where Bridgeport defeated Basement, my old team,
Yeah. Yes.
by 6 wickets.
Yeah.
And Old Harbour also defeated the Victoria
Victorian
Eagles.
Eagles.
So
Victorian Eagles.
those were two good semifinal teams, I suppose. Because I'll always
Yes.
bet on Basement.
You will. I mean, you'd have lost this time. Basement performed well also, having had at least 2 centurions in their side.
Basement.
And quite a few people one of the youngsters we're speaking about took 5 or 6 wickets in one of the games in that for Basement. So
Oh,
they have
nice.
done well either way. But as usual, I have had my kind of criticism of Basement that when it comes to the crunch time, the crunch match, they don't play their best game. I mean, I just that. And I
One,
believe I was carrying them right through, but I said, boy, let's see what I'm at semi-final. And they didn't. So I don't know. Old Harbour will more or less win because they have been there so often. Victorian Eagles the first time they have been to semi-final. And they didn't play as well as they played throughout the year.
okay.
They're a good team.
Seems like Mr. Barker just have a froze there, some internet issues. But
Some
has he until he returns? just want to look into some players from that Bridgeport team, So that Bridgeport will be look to Juna Morrison, Ocean Bar, Mr. Barker. All right. Roy Williams and Captain Dwayne Guthrie, right? These are batsmen that they are expected to score the runs. As bowlers, they will be looking towards, you know, Kern Duckett, Dwayne Guthrie again, of course. Captain that is, right? Robert Heron and Roy Williams. So these are the players who, Bridgeport are expected to pull, you know, to get their victory over this Old Harbour team. Mr. Barker has left us for a little while. Has some internet connection. I could heard it. I heard it. I could hear it. Yes. So Old Harbour will look to national players, Pete Salmon, just like what Mr. Barker mentioned, right? Um, Yes,
I'm
sir,
back.
you're back. So I'm just looking at the players from both teams. So Pete Salmon, yes, from Old Harbour, Ramon Francis, Damian
Yes.
Walliston, Aaron Downer, and Captain Ranville Brown to score most
Yes.
of the runs. Right? But in the bowling department now, we look to Pete Salmon again, an all
Yes.
rounder. Yes, Juan Francis, the run Royal, Ramon Francis, and the veteran is this Lassell Davis to take the wickets. Veteran
Campari.
Lassell. What is he
Yes.
called? Campari?
Yes, man.
Campari really still play cricket, man?
Yes, man. Well, he's
So,
one of the unsung heroes, because at any age he's bowling, you had better be able to bat. You better have defense because he's going to clean bowl your leg before you. He's not one who swings the ball and have express pace, but accuracy. He
yes.
puts your technique under pressure.
Why?
You
I
understand?
can't believe Campari still play.
If sometimes, if they're short and ready for play, you can travel within
Okay.
gears all the time. That's the
Yes,
kind of
because I know he's a very good player, but
player.
knowing how much he played and so on, especially with this time, I thought you'd have be playing in the Masters League like myself.
He did. He played myself, man. Mostly that.
So,
Him don't play the regular cricket, but the club
mhm.
cricket could, whenever there's a shortage, he'll be there.
Okay, nice,
That's
nice.
how
Big
he
up
is.
yourself, Campari, anyway, there. All right.
That's right. One
Must big
one of
up
my
the balance,
favorite
man.
person.
Yeah, man. So
Mm-hmm.
again, we see in Old Harbour and some statistics here, people. Old Harbour, the championship Old Harbour won 2000, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008. That's 8 years straight.
Yeah.
Is that 8 or 7 years?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years straight. Old
Yes.
Harbour won this competition. That's a
Mm-hmm.
remarkable run.
Yes, man. But that happened before at least twice. Prior to that, there was a team by the name of
Mhm.
Chevaro, which was a Spanish town side, which won it maybe more than 11 times. And
Oh,
there was a Yuatan itself had a long stretch in winning the competition too.
that's
And
your
there was
team.
also and there was also Shelterak, which
Yeah.
won it and a little dynasty also. But Olaba has been the most recent and in our
Advanced.
memory, in our minds right now. And there's no doubt in the supremacy that they have um, expressed in this competition.
Okay. Nice one. So on Sunday at the finals at Port Esquivel, what should we look for? What is it? Um, what can you say to Jamaica to entice them to come to Port Esquivel on Sunday?
All right, let me say
Outside
this.
of outside of just the cricket, Mr. Barker.
Yes, let me say now that there is a lot riding on a game like this, right? Because the two communities that are involved here, Portmore and the regular St. Catherine section, there's a kind of underground current when it comes to Portmore teams, who
What?
want to prove. You understand? they are
Yes.
seen sometimes as the outskirts of the cricket, of the football, of the sports, of the parish. So they have to now seek recognition and they come in full speed. If you go to a match at Bridgeport is in our Greater Portmore and so forth, the spectators are very animated because they want their team to win to make sure that what you can't you cannot exclude us, right? So
Yes.
Olava has been the one carrying the torch, but Bridgeport has a lot to prove and to let it be that they are the real champions. So there's a lot to look forward to. So I want the people to come out and to support because the current is there, the real spirit. Um, we will have the the opening ceremony with our sponsors coming and actually bowling the first ball in this final.
And what time is
Um,
the opening ceremony?
that will be at 9:30.
Okay.
Cricket meetings at 10. But we will meet and greet the teams, have a little speeches here and there, and then we meet them and then we get into the game. At the end of the game, we will have the presentation of awards and trophies um, right at Protest Field there. And we are expecting people to be there to cheer on. And I'm using this opportunity to encourage players who have won awards, not because their team is not playing, to come out and collect your awards. We have
True.
cash awards and we have trophies and we have medals, and we have plaques, all of those. So when you win, you already know, come and collect your prizes. So we want people to be there in order for us to have a very good evening. Our sponsors are a part of us. They enjoy these things and they look forward to the good planning that we do most times. Right?
Very.
So I want you to come out.
People, I want to say this to you that the Saudi Crest Show YouTube channel will bring you live and delay footage. I would say maybe you get some coverage as well, commentary. And so you can tune into the Saudi Crest Show or the
I am
Saudi
a
Crest channel.
commentator.
Pardon?
I comment.
You're
I
coming.
am a comment. Yeah,
All
man.
right. So
I'm a
people,
cricket commentator, man.
you hear that? So you can tune in. You will hear more from Mr. Barker on the Saudi Crest Show, live and delay. You will get it. I promise you that. Coming from Port Esquivel this Sunday, starting 9:30. Mr. Barker, thank you very much for enlightening Jamaica and the St. Catherine cricket and its competition, the history, and of course, we heard from you who you was or who you were
Mhm.
as a cricketer then. But I can't let you go. I know you want to go to bed. So I know you want to take your good rest. A very hard worker you be. But
Yeah, I
status
have
of
one
cricket,
point to make.
yeah.
I want to make before you go. But go ahead.
If you want to make it now, because I want to zoom in the status of cricket in Jamaica and West Indies for a little while.
All right. All right. The situation regarding our cricket, how we reach here,
Mhm.
it was a challenge because it's 3 years we didn't play any cricket. So this year, what we decided to do was to extend our cricket day to 40 overs. It was 20 before, and but there was not much development in that. So we wanted to have a 40 over long day cricket to get people to settle and play. The problem was pitches. We
Like
don't have no pitches. We had a problem with pitches in the parish.
in the
Because
park.
of the 30 pitches that we have, we didn't have more than maybe about 6 or 7 service every one. So we had to trim it down seriously and got about 7 pitches to play on. So you didn't have any home teams basically.
Oh, okay.
Because wherever the match is to be played is where the ground was
Those
available.
are. But some
So
teams would have had an advantage because they probably played their home matches. If it was a home and away game, they would have played their home matches on that ground.
we played all over. So what we did as a board, we use a substantial amount of the sponsorship to pay for the preparation of the grounds.
Oh,
Normally it's the team, just home team wet and
Prepare.
roll it and so forth. But it is now a very serious thing in the cricket where people are not um, just running into prepare pitches anymore. So we took up the job and we paid for all the grounds that were prepared right through in all the rounds,
Yes.
which was a substantial amount of our sponsorship, but it was worth it. We paid the umpires also, assisted in that, and the team only had to prepare some refreshment. So you come to match, prepare some refreshment and play a cricket. Because we also gave them balls also.
Yeah.
So we did everything to make the cricket play, and it did. And um we have been handed a victory when the competition is completed.
Yes.
So I just wanted to make that.
Okay, nice. Very good. So, Mr. Barker, for the records, and I'm sure that these grounds would like to be recognized. Can you name the pitches that were used for the competition?
Okay. Protest level one, which is an established ground.
Hmm.
Windalco, which is an established ground also. We played at St. Catherine High School, which we want to really thank the St. Catherine High School board and management for us to use that ground.
Okay.
Bridgeport grounds, the Prisons Oval, which was a big challenge, but we wanted to have matches being replayed at there. The pitch was in
And
a
you had
disgraceful condition,
prison
and but
oval pitch.
yes, yes, man, that pitch was out of totally. So we had to the people who brought it back. I'm telling you, it was a miracle, and they played cricket on it right through this year, and that made a very big difference to our thing. We also had a few matches played at Red Pond. You call them Fraser's by
Phrases.
Dr.
Yeah, I
Bartley's,
can check it. Yes.
Dr. Bartley's field, which he himself is responsible for cutting it and getting it groomed for the matches, and
Mhm.
they really assisted. But those were among the pitches that were used, and we really thank the people for getting them up. Shedwin Park, I believe, for a couple of games.
That's
You
nice.
know, right?
Very nice.
So
Very nice.
so we got our thing going the proper way.
So that's so good. So, people, for those who are watching, those who are listening, it's very important that we try our very best to get back, to work with our pitches, our grounds. I know that football, for argument's sake, has taken over as it relates to the grounds. Cricket is a sport now that, and I must say this, Bark, and if you think that I'm wrong, you could beat me if you want to, but I think one of the fastest dying game, a reducing interest, a reduction in interest game is cricket.
Well, you want me to answer that?
And you want to comment on it because
I won't, I won't beat you
oh, put it that way.
because guess what? Guess what?
Mhm.
I am in a total agreement with you.
Okay.
And as the head of a parish, I have to now go a little bit further to find out why. Why and what it might take on this reduction in interest in the game of cricket, not only in the parish, but in the country. And I have spoken to an aspiring leader of the JCA,
Yes.
and I've said to him, listen, a national program should go on for the refurbishing, resuscitation of established cricket pitches around the island. I can name some games that I have played at certain fields in this country, which no longer exist. I traveled to Centre and past a place named Steer Field,
Where's that?
which is going to coming um from not Claremont,
Steer Town?
Golden Grove and going down through that. There's a cricket pitch and there's a ground. There's a pavilion. We need
Yes.
to go through the country. This is my advice to you, and resuscitate these grounds, put pitches and refurbish the the pavilions and let cricket be played. When last have you heard of a corridor cricket match, Mr. Witty?
Long time.
Where the
And that's
interest
all I
was.
want to play now in a bus. That's all I want to play right
But
now.
that does not exist anymore where we used to live here, go St. Elizabeth, play a game of cricket, have some domino in the
You
evening, eat
understand?
some curry goat, eat some soft yam,
And have
and
a
we
few
play
drinks.
and have a few drinks and line with each other and go home feeling good. The result of the match didn't even matter. You understand? But people enjoyed themselves in the game of cricket. This no longer happens because there are no grounds
Well, that is
available
sad.
for these things to happen.
That is really
You
sad.
couldn't go a Corrigoat match at Alcoa. You're not going to get Alcoa. What it takes is you have to send Gala Russia to get that. Right? I used to go down to Black River at a place named Vineyard, very big rock stone upon the field, and we licky rock stone and rebound gone. So, but you enjoy the game. I went to Wakefield up in a trailer and the top of the back up Ray
Yes.
Winter, Peter Jones, them and they went to the cafe in the bush up there. But you enjoy the game, that no longer happen.
It's a
So the
serious
interest you are
challenge.
talking about is because there's not opportunity to play the game on a very social way. So I don't know how much more I can put it, but I am pushing that forward for the grounds to be brought up to speed so that people can use them and play the kind of social cricket
It's
necessary to bring back
important.
the love. Yeah,
It's really important. And when I look at it, even in the schools, one of the biggest skills we have is that cricket is so expensive.
it is.
It is expensive. But can we at some point find little ways, yes, of, you know, combating some of these costs, especially on the schools? Because if the youngsters don't like or get an interest there, Mr. Barker, and I say this to you, I had a team in the competition in that primary schools competition recently, my school team, and I could hardly find a team.
Yeah, it is a reality. It is a reality because one of the things, Mr. Mythic, and I have heard somebody say it and people take them down, but it is a fact. The school system
Mhm.
does not have enough men.
Have enough
I
what?
am
Mail?
telling you, men in order to get to take these boys especially and to teach them the game of cricket and be there with them. It is a straight fact. It might sound away
You're,
like I'm being a feminist, but no,
you're
it is
right.
no discrimination. It is a fact.
You see, the
The
point
young
is,
men,
the point, and,
but
and, and it goes back, sir. If these guys are not interested, no. So they go through primary school, they go through high schools, they move on to colleges or universities. The same lack of interest.
yes,
I want to pause and take a question here in the chat from Gerald Pennant, a very good friend too. What is your opinion on cricket mats? I guess he's alluding to the fact that we are running out of pitch or we never have pitches.
yes.
What's your opinion
What
of
is
cricket mats?
of what?
Cricket mats, the matting that they use, especially overseas.
Oh, well, let me say this. I have played on Martin just once.
Yes.
And apart from being a little slower and a little less bounce, I don't see not much wrong with it. And if, for example, this was brought in as an attempt to provide pitches, playable pitches throughout the island, I would be one of them who support it. Because one of the major drawbacks is the preparation of pitches, It's everything. Cricket can't play by stone.
And
So you
so
have
the
to wet it, you have
mats,
to roll it, you have to
because
do all kind of stuff.
I must say this to you, Mr. Barker, and I have plans to speak with you as well. And my involvement with the Bramwell Parks Sports Park and Sports Complex.
Yeah.
I am actually trying to get or to source cricket matting so we can have cricket there. The reason being, football has been the dominant sports there. And it will be difficult for persons or people who don't love this sport to maintain a cricket pitch there. So I'm looking to having a cricket mat so we can, have that little area there we can roll out our mat in and play cricket. If I even
And I don't have a problem with it. You only need a flat surface.
because I think the very first time I visited that ground was because of a cricket match when I
There's
was
a
living in
pitch
Clarendon
there.
as a youth. Huh?
There's a pitch there right now, which if I go down there and take half an hour, I find it and we can pick it out and roll it out and
No,
pitch
man,
is
you
there.
don't need
Believe
half
me.
an hour. Sir, you don't need
Yeah.
more than 5 minutes to find it.
It is there. But the matting, as you are saying, would be one of the best kind of solutions where
Yes,
everybody will be happy. I
I
have
think
looked
so.
at it and I have to shake my head because night cricket can be played there.
With a little
We have
more
lights,
lights,
night cricket can be played
with a
there,
little more lights, we can
marketable.
play some cricket.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you,
So
sir, that is one of my thing, and I need to get whatever it takes. We need to get. So, Gerald, if you have that link of Martin over there in Canada, sir, or
yes,
in the US, I am asking you
we
for that touch of assistance.
St. Catherine needs at least I need four of those
And and,
because
and
at Prison Oval we can use Prison Oval as a training ground for the parish. But the pitch is the problem. So if we get a Martin and we can do right away, St. Catherine is in the big league.
and let me tell you something, Mr. Barker. The first time I played on a Martin, I expecting the ball to drag and pull and listen. You say it's slow. The man them send some way bass.
You get more swing.
Yeah, you see AstroTurf, them actually
Mhm.
lay it out in that 20, 30 by 30 zone. And then the Martin is placed on that. And I'm telling you, the target, you want to see Lager, a ball on the Martin, you're going to find.
Mm.
And I won't say anything else, because I'll get
Yeah.
into trouble. But no, seriously, it plays good.
That's a good example. But anyway, yeah.
Yes. So we are in the state of bother. Now, our own Jamaican cricket, the leadership of Jamaican cricket, Mr. Barker. What part do you play as a parish president? What part do you play in the Jamaica Cricket Association?
Well, as a president, I am always, my opinion is always sought in the
Yes.
Jamaica Cricket Association. And I have always given my opinions there. Um, it is my feeling, however, that the JCA needs to do more for the development of the game. I I am cricket depends heavily on its leaders, very heavily on its leaders. A captain is out there and everybody looks to him. In the
True.
leadership of cricket, therefore, the people at the top have to take the blame if things are not going well. And I think that is where we are at at this time. One of the major things, Mr. Whittick,
Mhm.
is a matter of finances. It is very costly for a parish like mine with no income to prepare and to put forward for competition a parish side with little or no resources, right? Over the years, the people who have been supporting the cricket and building Jamaica cricket is about 50 people now. In
Wow.
14 parish, you have about 3 or 4 people each who would sustain the parish financially. Myself is one of those who go in our pocket and pay bus fare, buy school book for young people who are playing the cricket, let them get food for them and buy gears for them. We don't get these things. And I have gone to meeting and I've spoken to the Minister of Sport, the present minister,
Mhm.
who was a guest speaker at one of my award banquet. And I
Yes.
challenged her to give a subvention to each parish. Give $500,000 a year and to the 10 clubs. You're looking at around $10 million. You're looking at about $10 million, per
So
year, which is chicken feed in our budget. to help to develop the parishes in taking care of their parish teams and to unearth more Powells and more Russells and more others. And I have not seen anything being done. Because what? Money is what causes things to happen, no matter how you look at it. And we don't get the funding there. So the leadership has to look at these things, Mr. Witty.
So therefore, it is not just a youth problem. It's not just the cricketers themselves, but the entire administration of the country need to get into this game.
Yeah. And the, the cricketers the cricketers demeanor
Mhm.
in the game sometimes is because of the aforesaid problems that we have had. Because when a cricketer is not prepared properly, you
Yes.
pick him up from Clarendon and you carry him to Kingston overnight. And you tell him that he's going to be
Tabarka seems to left us for a little while again, but I know he will be back. Yes. All right. So Mr. Barker has frozen. Seems to have internet issues again, people, but you learn. And from the administrator himself, he's giving a little onset of what he believes, you know, what can be done to help with the cricket here in Jamaica more so. And the truth of the matter, people, I am so involved, and should I all right, put it this way, I was so involved in cricket in the school level or at the school level. But the point is, it is very, very difficult, It is very difficult to sustain a cricket program in schools. One of the things that I'm saying at my present school, primary school, and I wanted to say this clearly, I have a very small primary school. Yes, even though there are more boys than girls, could you believe that my students don't know anything about the game of cricket? The little they know is just what they have learned theoretically in PE. And I must say to you, I find myself guilty of not allowing these students, not just boys, because the girls played too, to learn some more. And so for the next school year, people, one of my things for sports is to ensure that I expose these students, the entire school, to the game of cricket. But it's not all my fault. If you look into it, we hardly see cricket games on television. We're not seeing it. A matter of fact, we're talking about social media now. And if you should compare football, basketball, yes, even tennis, track and field, think about those sporting disciplines. They're all over social media. You will just find just a few. And when I say just a few social media channels or platforms that will carry cricket. And that is a big problem because the youth of today have not been exposed to the game of cricket. They don't turn on their TV or their computers or their tablets or their phones and see cricket. They see football, basketball, track and field, tennis. You want to laugh about this? Even scuba diving, they will see. You're talking about that. It's serious. And so there's little or nothing, no way, no one trying to give enough exposure to these youths. I had to give up points, give up games in that very same competition I'm alluding to. Because some of our boys and girls, at the matter of fact, had an exam, had their preparation for PIP 4. And because of that, I could not feel the
To the
team.
team.
I was
I
unable
was
to
unable
feel
to feel
Mr. Barker.
Barker.
Situation.
Sir,
So,
you know, you come back
you know,
now
you
and
come back now and
the feedback start.
that.
Okay, yeah. All right. Maybe I better go there.
No, you don't have to. I will not
I
finish
will not
quietly,
finish
you know, but
quietly, but
oh Lord.
Well, let me say that maybe you can hear me. That very happy to have been here and to share a few thoughts with you. And I'm hoping that we can maybe have a very good day on Sunday. And for to all the viewers and the people who are sharing, um, I was very happy to be here and to share those few words with you. They were about all that I would have had to say anyway. So let us. I will possibly leave so that you can have the a clearer picture, right? So thank you very much, Saudi Chris, and I hope to see you on Sunday. Okay, sir.
So again,
so again,
very much, Mr. Barker,
the
thanks for
Barker thanks for
on Sunday.
Sunday.
That you have to leave
You
us
have
now.
to leave us.
We'll catch you again,
Catch you again.
Yes,
and probably
certainly.
for a
Probably
post
for a post
session for Sunday.
session.
All right.
Enjoy the rest of your night, sir. So yes, people, that's where we were at. So I was bringing to you, saying to you, I had to postpone. Well, it wasn't postpone. I gave away the points to another team. Why? Because I couldn't find a team. 5 members from my team. As a matter of fact, we only have a squad of 14 players. And 5 members had to prepare the day before the exam they had. So I could not find the others or other players from different grades because 5 members came from grade 4. And so they have to look at their external, their PEP exam. When I brought those students for training the very first time, they never have a clue of bowling. They don't even know how to move to the ball to catch it. They can't bat. A matter of fact, what surprised me, not just on my team, but I've seen students hit the ball for runs and don't even run. They don't know how to run. They don't know what to do. So, as Mr. Barker alluded to, there's a shortage, major shortage, yes, in the schoolboy football, not football rather, in cricket. There's a major shortage of, um, at how would I say it now? Major shortage of males in the sport, males in the classrooms. So to assist these students, to share with them the game of cricket. Yes. So not sure how we're gonna deal with that. I'm really not sure how we're gonna protect that. How will we handle that? So cricket has there's a lot need to be done in cricket. A whole lot needed to be done. A whole lot. So people just understand the whole process. Mhm. The whole process of where we need to go, what we need to do to expose our little ones to the game of cricket. Just still, it's been a challenge. It's been a challenge. And so we need to understand, yes, how we're gonna do that. But before we go, we just need to honor our sponsors. Yes. So here, Gerald Pennant. I think, let me see what Gerald is saying. I think it's one of the best opportunities to get back this sport as it solves a field, multiple yes, functions, and depending on the size, it's portable to use at different locations. Gerald, trust me, I had it in my mind. I have a plan. There is a particular ground, a particular fast sporting facility that I'm involved with. And I have in contact with some persons overseas. We're trying to source a matting because you know that cricket is one of probably my best sport. Probably can't really find the right adjective. But I love cricket and I've done well. But the fact is, we are in a position now. It is very difficult to maintain cricket. And I think this is one of the points. If I can get a matting in Yuatan, that would be glorious. That would be a very wonderful situation. That would be a very good mark for the community and the entire constituency who use that field. As Mr. Barker alluded, we have lights there. Maybe it's not the best, but we could try a few night games to pull. Listen, Gerald, we need to talk. And if you have more to offer right here on this show, tell me about the Martin. I am not sure, Gerald, on my part, I'll be going to the parish associations. Even though Mr. Barker is here, I know he has the interest, but I'm not sure as an association itself, they have that interest to get Martin in. A matter of fact, it's when I get that exposure of the Martin that I am for it. So for those who don't know, they will not look in that direction unless they know what it is and how it is played, how it is used. So, Mr. Pennant, do you have any idea of the cost of these matches? Do you have access? Do you know how to source these matches? If you do, sir, please let me know. I am willing to go the 100 mile for it. I'm telling you. So PIBA, and people are just gonna run my very good sponsors. Yes. But while I'm doing that, I just want to take the opportunity to advertise PIBA function. We have two advertisements here for tonight. So first we're gonna look at the PIBA function. And all right, so oh, and if I can get this to solo. I don't know, people, if you are able to see it. All right, hopefully you are able to see that. All right. So the past adrenaline. So let me read for you if you can't see. So it is called the Reunion Past Adrenaline Ballers Association, people. The Past Adrenaline Ballers Association. You know that, PIBA? Yes. They present the return of PIBA Adrenaline Fit. You hear that? PIBA Adrenaline Fit. That's a return of PIBA Adrenaline Fit, my people. And this would be Monday, July 31. We're at the Adrenaline Football Field and this ground itself. So it's at the Adrenaline School grounds where you have the fun day. Yes, football family fun day and night event. That's what it is. Come see your past favorite Adrenaline and Clarendon College ballers. Yes, man. You see, we have there Daz from Clarendon College, Austin, Dixon, Joyce. You don't know them names, right? We have Tuba, we have Chengi, we have Nose, we have Mesam. Those are some Adrenaline ballers. Boy, my name is so good, so then no put my name on it. I will do that poster. I may have no for it. May I tell you straight? All right. Leo Face, tell me, if I you. But guess what? In the day too, we have the present Adrenaline football team versus Tets. You get that? The present Adrenaline football team versus Stets. That I think will be at 1 p.m. Yes. And later on, about 3 or 3:30, you'll have the PIBA team versus the CC pass baller team. Hey, listen to me now, man. A big event, very big event. So make sure you are there and don't be late, people. Don't be late. Too late is a sin. So yes, Edwin School Grounds, Frankfield, Clarendon. Yes, Big Bad Sound, Bass at DC, alongside Superphonic. Yeah, Superphonic's a wholesale now down in Frankfield, Yes. On the day, we'll have free medical checks. And we have $300 for admission during the day. $300. Again, in the night, just $1,000, people. Just $1,000. So look at it. Very, very big thing. So it is the Past Adrenaline Ballers Association presents the return of PIBA Adrenaline Fete. Adrenaline Fete over the years used to be a very big thing. So guess what? This is a return. Yes, fun day and night. Free medical checks during the day. Yes, football matches. States versus Adrenaline. PIBA versus Clarendon College All Boys. Admission for the day, $300. $1,000 for the night. Come take in Besa DC and Superphonic. Lovely. Lovely, my people. So guess what? That's where it is. And I want you to join us. Want you to join with us. The PIBA. The PIBA event, man. We are telling the people it a go nice. It a go nice. So that's so much for PIBA tonight, and you'll hear more as we go along. All right. We also want to show, and should I say show really, but there is another event that we want to put across. Want to put across the Garvey Massio Alliance. The Garvey Massio Alliance people. I tell you, hey, this is a big event to go on. Yeah, man. Mr. Lee and his crew, with the Garvey Massio Alliance. We want to say big up to you and all, of course, your team, your members who want to put that across. So, yes, people, these are some events that we want you to look at and ensure that we can, come out big time and to face it. So, let's look at what the Garvey Massio Alliance has to, offer. Right, so that's the Garvey Massey Alliance people, and I want you to look out big time for them. All right, so they had a poster out long time ago, so they have a venue change, so new venue alert. Look at it, people. So if you had it before and you don't know where it is, get it now. So the Garvey Massey High School Alliance presents Summer Link Up Cubans and Friends Jamaica Edition. What a name! Saturday, August 12th, 2023, just around the corner. Yes, music by. I want to play the music by the way. Who really play the music? I don't know. I want to play the music. Let me see if I can find out because listen, people, this thing I kind of give me a little problem. But the music is by Little Joe International Movements. Yes, so Little Joe International Movements, people. That's the show. So again, look at it. Daily Delicious Plaza. 6B Chapelton Road, food. See it, people? Food and refreshment and sale. Come support. People, I want you to come support the Garvey Massey Alliance because we support all schools everywhere we go. So Sardi Crest will be there. Yeah? Sardi Crest, I don't support Sardi Crest, I don't Edwin. And for those who can't make it, join the Sardi Crest show on YouTube. You get live coverage of those matches, especially those two matches. You're gonna get live matches. So people, until I see you then, link up at Edwin on the 31st and then find yourself down at Chapelton Road for the big Garfield High School Alliance. Summer link up fit. All right. These are things that we'll be looking out. And I saw people, I want you to tune in to these events. I want, of course, for you to come in and say your piece, give your little thing, right? And to see we can help out the youngsters. Because that's in the main aim, is to help the youngsters right there. All right. So again, I want to also close out to the advertisement for that fit, but hold a piece, hold a bit. Remember, people, we have looked at cricket tonight. We want to big up Errol Stewart, yes? We want to big up RR, Gerald Pennant, all of those who were with us tonight who participated. Big up yourself. And remember, if you haven't yet subscribed, please do so. Big up the channel, like up the channel, people, and give me your support to the max. Yes, it's very, very important. So, one of the things that I want to say on that, on the cricket in closing, the West Indies team over the past 20 years has been declining, and it has gotten worse year after year. But the preparation going to the West Indies from the different countries are not good. The level of cricket that we are playing in the Caribbean, it's below par. So it is unlikely, it is really unlikely that we'll have these players playing very good. No, me I tell you, it's unlikely that they're going to do better, because their competition with them are playing at people. Good. To the truth. And if Mr. Barker said the Minister of Sport doesn't have the interest to help in cricket, well, I'm paraphrasing. Maybe it's too much stronger of a word, doesn't have the interest. But just maybe, people, many of us in my age group and older who enjoyed cricket earlier, who got support, need to come back to the table. They need to give back to the game, give back to the schools to which they were. And sometimes I don't say give back, you don't have to give money. I know people overseas who can access bats and ball at very cheap costs, maybe free. These gears don't have to be new. But similar to how we'll put so much effort and money into football in the schools and track and field. Please, people, save a little. Take at least a 10% of that amount that you're pushing in track and field and football to go into your cricket program in your schools. There are students who want to play cricket. There are students who doesn't play cricket. There are students who don't take part in track and field. And who knows if cricket is not the game that they want. But no one reach out to them. There's no access to the game. That's my cry out for you tonight, Jamaica, and to the diaspora. Help us to regain our strength in cricket. Too many times we just curse the West Indies players, curse president, curse the administration. But what have we done? We curse them, but we not put nothing in it. Just like how we curse JFF, but we still have put enough in our football. Can't we try a little of that in cricket? Help me on that one. It's a reality, though. It's a reality. So if we could do that, yes, if you could assist little or something, not little or nothing this time, little or something, it can work, man. I tell you that. It's very expensive, and schools by itself, as you know, don't have the funding. They don't have the funding. I can't find the video, but and if it is this, maybe if it is, yeah. I just can't find the video, people. Well, another time. But, ladies and gentlemen, good night, good night, good night. And thank you very much for joining. We had the issues, and I hope that we were able to bring to you at least a hour of good information. Have yourselves a wonderful night. And sure, join you or join me on Monday for another episode. Who knows who we'll have? But come look out, people. See you on Monday. Have a good night. Blessings.